I would like now to invite my partner and my friend Yoav Schaefer to continue this program.
Thank you all for coming today. It is amazing for me to stand here and look at all of you, our phenomenal speakers, professionals, students, family, friends, and of course my parents and my brother Noah. All of us who have gathered here today to engage in a discussion about Israel on the North American College campus. Just over 1 year ago, my family, a few friends from Israel, and some of Avi's friends from Brown sat around in our living room as Shiva was coming to an end. We were all devastated by Avi's tragic and sudden death, but simultaneously inspired by the amazing outpouring of love and support we received from so many people all over the world. Avi's story had touched people deeply. His charismatic and dynamic character, his deep idealism that led him to fight in the Israeli army, and his endless efforts at Brown to pursue peace and to build a better world had left a mark on the hearts of many people. We were determined to continue Avi's memory and to honor his remarkable life, to build for Avi the world that he might have built for us. It was on that morning that the Avi Schaefer Fund was imagined. 1 year later, we are well on our way to creating meaningful projects and initiatives in Avi's memory. Just 2 weeks ago, we marked the first anniversary of Avi's tragic passing. We worked together with Hillels and Jewish agency Shlichim on campus to organize Avi Shabbats, in which over 80 Hillels and dozens of synagogues participated by dedicating Shabbat dinner to Avi and using his story to facilitate discussions about Israel on campus. In your participant folders, you will find a blue sheet of paper with feedback from various institutions that participated in the initiative. This was an amazing initiative and was very meaningful and something that we hope to make an annual event. We are creating a conference in conjunction with the presidents of all 8 Ivy League institutions in North America. The conference will take place at Brown University next winter, and it will bring together student leaders representing various perspectives of the Israeli-Palestinian discussion on campus. The students will engage in academic study and exploration of the nuances and complexities of the conflict. Furthermore, we're working to create the Avi Fellowship, which Ilan will tell you more about in a little while. This symposium today has brought together a diverse spectrum of organizations and individuals who are interested in the Israeli-Palestinian discussion on North American college campuses. I would like, first of all, to take a moment to give my deepest appreciation to Dr. Ilan Ezrahi, a close friend and mentor whose direction and support were critical to the success of the symposium, and who will continue to direct the projects of the Avi Schaefer Fund in Israel. And lastly, this gathering is not only in memory of Avi, but also an opportunity to learn from and be inspired by his vision, his work on behalf of Israel at Brown. North American college campuses are becoming increasingly hostile environments for Jewish students and Israel supporters. They've established themselves as a critical arena in the global campaign to delegitimize and demonize the Jewish state. It's a hard word. Next week, the 7th annual Israel Apartheid Week will once again plague over 45 cities and hundreds of campuses across the world. Israel's detractors will create a pejorative presence for Israel on campus, helping to further increase the anti-Israel trends already present within the campus culture. Israel Apartheid Week will be characterized by improvised Israeli checkpoints where students dress up as IDF soldiers, makeshift walls representing Israel's security barrier, inflammatory photographs of alleged Israeli human rights abuses, and boycott, divestment, and sanction campaigns aiming to label Israel as a pariah state by comparing Israeli policies to those of apartheid South Africa. These attempts to mar Israel's image in the eyes of the world are increasingly being used not only to attack Israel's policies, but to challenge Israel's very right to exist, undermining the legitimacy of Zionism and the right of the Jewish people to establish themselves as a national identity in the land of Israel. This is the negative atmosphere that Avi encountered upon his arrival at Brown. He found that the image of Israel being portrayed was a distant reflection of the Israel that he knew and loved from his experience as a soldier in the army. Furthermore, the atmosphere surrounding both sides of the Israeli-Palestinian discussion was one of polarization and blame, rather than one of mutual respect and understanding. In his short 5 months at Brown, Avi single-handedly transformed the campus discussion to one of deep listening and open-mindedness, and created a positive image for Israel on campus. He left behind a model for advocating for Israel while simultaneously reaching out a hand for peace and understanding, one that we are trying to emulate and honor here today. Avi, using his personal experience as a soldier in the IDF, was able to bring the conversation to a human level. By focusing on personal stories of both sides, he was able to present the human face of Israel, something that is often missing from Israel advocacy. This not only allowed him to speak from a place of personal experience, but also to use his credibility as an IDF soldier to dispel negative myths and stereotypes about Israel. Avi understood that there is a difference between what one says and what other people hear. He knew that in order for people to seriously listen and respect Israel's legitimate point of view, he had to be able to admit that Israel is not always right, and that Israel sometimes makes mistakes. It was Avi's humility and his ability to listen deeply to others that allowed him to become a respected voice for Israel, not only by Jews, but by people on all sides of the discussion. Avi understood that the most effective way to promote Israel was by trying to work together with Palestinians and Palestinian supporters on campus. Avi came to Brown looking for an environment that embodied the values of mutual respect and understanding. He was determined to learn about the Palestinian point of view, not so that he might beat their arguments, but out of a genuine desire to understand their side of the story. Avi understood that the Palestinian conflict is not black and white, but an extremely complex and multifaceted issue, and that there are two sides to every story. He wanted to engage the nuances of the conflict, not simplify them. He wanted to delve into the issues, not continue the emotional blame game which too often characterizes campus discussions. Avi wrote in an open letter to the Brown Daily Herald, "When both sides truly understand that Israelis and Palestinians have a right to live, a need for legitimate safety, and a desire to envision a more peaceful future for their children, then there will be peace. Can we understand each other in order to help Israelis and Palestinians realize the other side's story?" Perhaps, most importantly, Avi showed us that empathy and advocacy are not contradictory terms. By being able to acknowledge and show compassion towards the Palestinian side, Avi was able to bring humanity into the conversation, allowing him to be taken seriously as a strong voice for Israel and a strong voice for peace. As a friend of mine, the former Consul General of New England, Nadav Tamir, told me, "Nobody cares how much you know before they know how much you care." Lastly, Avi labored to bring a message of peace to Brown. Avi desperately desired peace, had fought in the army to pursue peace, and worked to forge peace between diverse groups at Brown. He knew that the most powerful testament to Israel was its story, a people who desire peace. He knew that only a message of optimism and hope, a plea to build a lasting peace, that would be the message that prevails. It was Avi's message of peace that allowed him to cultivate a meaningful friendship with Sami Jarbawi, a Palestinian student from Ramallah. It was Avi's message of peace that inspired and continues to inspire thousands of young students across North America. And it was Avi's message of peace that prompted students from all backgrounds to honor Avi by hanging Israeli flags in his memory across Brown's campus. This is Avi's vision, an Israel fighting for peace that we honor here today. Avi introduces a new language for supporting Israel that I hope we can all follow. This symposium is a unique opportunity to learn from the experience and collective wisdom of our speakers and students. You will hear from many diverse voices representing a wide spectrum of perspectives. Avi realized that there's a value in every opinion, that we must all work together to reimagine Israel and how we advocate for Israel on college campuses, so that they may once again become safe places for all students. I hope that as we explore the challenges and issues facing Israel on campus, we can keep Avi's message of peace and understanding present in our minds.